Uzbekistan welcomes Mr. Santuri Leononen, Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe Special Representative on Youth, Peace and Security, on his official visit to Tashkent. During his one-day stay, Mr. held a series of meetings at the Youth Affairs Agency, Nordic University and the University of World and Economy and Diplomacy. This visit holds particular significance for Uzbekistan's youth as it reflects the growing cooperation between our country and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Okay, in advancing the youth, peace and security agenda, Mr. Leononen's engagement with young leaders, students and institutions will provide an opportunity to exchange ideas on strengthening youth participation in promoting peace, dialogue and sustainable development both nationally and regionally. In this interview with the Uzbekistan National News Agency, Mr. Leononen shares his views on empowering young people to contribute to peace and security, highlights inspiring youth-led initiative across the organizational region and discuss ways to further enhance collaboration with Uzbekistan young organizations and universities. How do you evaluate the promoting the engaging of this field in Uzbekistan actually?
I think it's a really relevant field because there are so many young people. Like somebody told me today, it was like, is it 30 or 60% of population or how big it is? So it's like a really pressing issue, and I think also for the future of Uzbekistan, young people are really the key to that. And then also the young people I met, they were like really active and really interested and also very international. Everybody spoke really good English whom we met, and so that was really impressive.
How can young people in Uzbekistan best contribute to regional peace and security under the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, Youth, Peace and Security Framework?
Thank you very much for the important question. And as said, Finland is this year the chair or leading the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, and youth, peace and security has been one of the top priorities of Finland, which is also one of the reasons why we chose to visit Uzbekistan from all the possible countries, as there is a huge booming young generation which is optimistic to build the future of their country and also of entire Central Asia. And maybe I'd say the most important thing for young people is for them to be eager to learn new things, do their own studies or their own profession as well as they can, and also in that way grow to become a part of their society and participate in their local communities or mahallas, as somebody told me today, or the local cities, and as well as for the older generations to actually believe in the capabilities of the young and give them the room and give them the opportunities to also try their wings and try their capabilities, because that's only how you can develop yourselves into a real professional.
Okay, great, understandable. How could you share examples of successful youth-led projects in other organizations for security and cooperation in Europe, countries that have strategic dialogue and cooperation?
I would say there are very interesting projects and very inspiring young leaders all across the region. Maybe I would give a few examples of other countries outside of Uzbekistan. So in between Serbia and then Kosovo, there is an interesting academy for young women leaders from communities, where they gather young women from both Serbia and Kosovo to meet each other and talk about how to build a sustainable peace, and then they become messengers of peace in their home communities, sharing the message. Another interesting project, which I'm also myself part of in Finland, is called the Language Ambassadors, because Finland has 2 official languages, and we have young people who have learned the other official language. In my case, I'm a Finnish speaker and have learned Swedish language, and then they visit their old schools and hometowns speaking completely in the other national language, telling what are the benefits and positive impacts of learning languages in a multilingual, multicultural country, focusing on the positive personal impacts. And then also one interesting example is from Kyrgyzstan, which I visited a few days ago, where there's a group of young people organizing the planting of trees in rural and mountainous areas to prevent different ecological and water and climate change related problems, which is also an example, a practical example of what young people can really do with their hands and communities.
Okay, great. You are speaking the best projects, maybe not only in the Central Asia, not only the region, maybe in the world. Yes, you are right. Today, the projects, like you said, are very important and very convenient for the young people and the young generation also. Okay, how can universities and youth organizations work together to promote the youth peace and security agenda?
I would say cooperation with students is both extremely important and also extremely interesting. I had the pleasure of visiting two different universities here in Tashkent, and I would say that first of all it's important for us to share knowledge about the works of the OSCE to the young students, to tell them about the opportunities they can have with their careers in the future, and this way inspire them to do their best in their studies. And the other way around, I would say university students really have access to the best and most recent scientific knowledge, which our academic communities have, and working with students really best the newest and most modern information in also to the OSCE structures.
Oh, okay. Okay. The next question is about maybe the Uzbekistan, the Uzbekistan's project also. How can Uzbekistan measure and showcase the impact of youth participation in peace and security initiatives? What do you think about it?
I would say that the most important thing is to create a sense of doing with the young people, that not only to measure political goals, but to also actually get actual projects where I think the results will then come if you have a group of inspired young people working on local problems that also the local communities can see. But one example, for example, is the creation of a national action plan. So Finland became the first country in OSCE or in the entire world actually in 2021 when we created our own national action plan, and now Kyrgyzia became the second country earlier this year, when they created their national action plan. And national action plans are a good way of creating a roadmap with concrete goals and measurements on how to improve youth peace and security agenda in one country.
Oh, okay, understandable. Thank you so much. Okay, what challenges have you observed in implementing the youth peace and security agenda, and how can they be overcome?
I would say that first of all, of course, the time we are living is a difficult time for some young people, and they might be under a lot of stress due to different events happening around the world. We had the global pandemic a few years ago. Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine has deprived an entire generation in Ukraine of their possibilities for a good adulthood, and all these global problems due to the internet also impact the young people. But then at the same time, I would also say another challenge is for young people to be seen as professionals, and for other people to trust that maybe a 25-year-old, they actually can do this and they don't need a supervisor. And for example, if we have somebody who is a university graduate with master's degree in law or master's degree in economics, they might be actually one of the best professionals in a country to do a certain thing, even if they are only 28, if they are compared to another person without the same education or professional experience. So trusting young people and their capabilities, even if the careers have been shorter.
Yeah, of course, you are right. Without any doubt, your speech is very important for the observers of our news agency and also for the Uzbek young generation. Thank you so much. And the next question, Mr. Leononen. Okay, how can young people effectively advocate for inclusion in policy making processes related to peace and security?
I would say the most important part is for young people to come together and then point out concrete proposals. So not only to talk about that it's important to have young people around the table, but also talk about what they would talk about if they get a seat around the table. And I think this is the most important issue, and it depends. It's different from city to city and country to country, but the more concrete young people can be, the more easier it is. And of course, at the same time, the officials need to, at all phases of the processes, from planning to drafting and writing and publishing, always also include possibilities where young people can present their ideas.
Oh, okay. Thank you. The last question is that about maybe the advice and some vital opinions about the Uzbekistan and the Uzbek young generation. What practical advice would you give to youth leaders in Uzbekistan who want to initiate regional collaboration projects?
I would say that I want to give you optimism and like that what I've seen both here in Uzbekistan and other countries, that there really is a will for young people to cooperate across the region. And for example, I'm from the Nordic countries, and in the Nordic countries we have a goal to become the most integrated region in the whole world, and I see no reason why Central Asia couldn't do that too. And there are a lot of practical examples. For example, in the Nordic countries we have a program called the Nordic Job or Nordic Work, which is basically a website where any company can publish open summer jobs anywhere in the Nordic countries, and then young people can apply to those jobs to any other country except their home countries, and then the Nordic Job program provides them with language training and housing and helps to check that the companies follow the laws and pay the taxes, and then the young people can feel safe when they go to experience another country for a few months or a summer. And I think similar work or education related projects could also help with regional cooperation here in Central Asia. I see a lot of potential here.
Okay. Thank you so much, my friend, Mr. Leononen. Okay, apart from the official speech, the official interview, I want to ask about your impression from Tashkent, the capital of Uzbekistan, and which place of the city you visited during your yes, unfortunately, only one day. But how was your visit to our country? You can speak about it. Also, you maybe you want to say about the young generation, and maybe you have some best regards, best wishes. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say. So this is my first time in Tashkent, but I completely fell in love in the city already in the airplane. I arrived late in the evening. I could see the full moon shining on the sky above the night of Tashkent, and I could see the whole city. It was a really beautiful moment. And then we took the car from the airplane, and I could see the night lights filling the beautiful main street and all the beautiful buildings. So the city looked really modern and vibrant. And then today I had the perfect opportunity to visit one of or actually two different mosques. So there was the new mosque, right, which was opened just I think a few weeks or months ago, the big beautiful white blue building next to an older mosque where I could really see the traditional cultures of Uzbekistan and the beautiful architecture, so which reminded me also a little bit of Samarkand and all the pictures of the Silk Road I've seen. So seeing both the future and the modern dynamics of the country, and then the history and the long cultures in just 24 hours was really a touching experience. And I think if your young people can combine these two elements, your roots and culture, into the technology and future optimism, I think Uzbekistan can really become a beacon of not only Central Asia but even a larger area.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you one more for coming here and for being here to take some important opinion in the interview. Come to Uzbekistan again. Welcome to Tashkent also. Okay, dear observers, dear viewers of Uzbekistan National News Agency, just now you saw the important interview with the Mr. Santeri Leononen, the Special Representative on Youth, Peace and Security. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Come to Uzbekistan again.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.